Reid Hoffman, Blitzscaling, the lightning-fast path to building massively valuable companies. In this summary of Blitzscaling, the lightning-fast path to building massively valuable companies by Reid Hoffman, we explore the concept of blitzscaling, a term that encapsulates rapid, proportional, and sustainable business growth. The summary dives into the key components of blitzscaling, highlighting the importance of strategic risk-taking and rapid expansion, along with the prioritization of speed over efficiency. It further delves into the essential growth factors, such as network effects, market size, distribution, and high gross margins, and discusses the challenges and growth limiters that companies may encounter.
Unraveling the blitzscaling phenomenon. Blitzscaling is a term that combines blitz, meaning lightning fast, and scaling, which refers to growing a company proportionally and sustainably. It describes a business ability to achieve rapid, proportional, and sustainable growth. A classic example of blitzscaling occurred when Amazon grew its employee count by 50 times and its revenue by 322 times within 3 years, from 1996 to 1999. In the upcoming sections, we will uncover the essential ingredients behind this powerful approach to business expansion. Blitzscaling might be a buzzword you've come across recently, and if you're pondering its implications, you're not alone. This term can be explained by examining its individual components, blitz and scaling. Derived from German, blitz signifies lightning, and in modern English, it denotes rapid action, such as a fast-paced marketing campaign. On the other hand, scaling refers to the process of scaling up, expanding a company in a proportional and sustainable manner. The importance of scaling lies in its ability to maintain balance among various aspects of an organization as it grows. For example, a successful expansion requires a company to increase its infrastructure, resources, and workforce at a pace that reflects its sales growth. Consider the simple analogy of a child operating a lemonade stand, who aspires to build a larger business. Expansion necessitates investing in more booths, lemons, cups, and workers, and the failure to do so will render the growth unsustainable. When scaling is achieved in the sense that your lemonade stand business sprawls across the entire city, your company is operating at an incredibly large scale. Combining the concepts of blitz and scaling, the term blitzscaling emerges, representing rapid, proportional, and sustainable business growth. However, there is more to blitzscaling than just impressive success, something we will reveal in the subsequent sections. Blitzscaling, embracing risk. The concept of blitzscaling derives from the military strategy Blitzkrieg used during World War II, emphasizing a rapid and aggressive push into enemy territory. Similarly, in the business world, blitzscaling involves a company expanding quickly without waiting to secure its position in each new market. This method carries significant risk, as the accelerated growth can lead to uncertainty or even potential failure. However, when timed correctly, blitzscaling can prove highly rewarding, as evidenced by Airbnb's successful global expansion despite the risk of its competitor Wimdu overtaking it. Overall, the bold, uncertain nature of blitzscaling is a strategy that can transform a company's market position when played correctly. The origin of blitzscaling can be traced to the German Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, a war strategy that involves sudden and swift military advancement, foregoing the traditional slow and steady approach to ensure supply lines and routes of retreat. Although Blitzkrieg posed significant risks, its potential to overwhelm the enemy made it an attractive strategy for both the Axis and the Allies during World War II. Blitzscaling applies a similar logic in the business arena, where instead of cautiously establishing a presence in new markets one at a time, companies charge ahead at full speed. Airbnb offers a perfect example of this approach. Faced with fierce competition from Wimdu, a German company copying their business model, Airbnb accelerated its international expansion by setting up 9 offices in just 1 year. The safer option would have been to follow the conventional wisdom and slowly establish each international office. Still, by doing so, Wimdu might have overtaken Airbnb in these markets. Airbnb's gamble on blitzscaling paid off handsomely, squashing the Wimdu threat and leading to a tenfold increase in bookings. Blitzscaling is undoubtedly risky, but for businesses facing aggressive competition or rapidly changing markets, embracing uncertainty can sometimes mean the difference between falling behind and coming out on top. Blitzscaling, speed over efficiency. Traditional businesses focus on efficiently using capital, but blitzscaling companies value speed above all. This approach drives rapid scaling to dominate the market and attain first-scaler advantage. Uber's price-cutting strategy exemplifies blitzscaling, intentionally losing money to capture market share quickly. Subsequently, such companies leverage the increasingly networked world to their advantage. Swapping the typical business approach of capital efficiency, companies that utilize blitzscaling prioritize speed. Take coffee shops for example, they make smart purchases, such as buying paper cups in bulk to save money. However, this efficiency-based mindset doesn't always work for blitzscaling organizations. Enter ride-sharing services like Uber. Instead of trying to grab market share through the lengthy process of lowering production costs, they strategically drop prices far below cost, spending billions of dollars in investment capital to quickly conquer new markets. This apparently self-destructive strategy carries a potentially high reward, the first-scaler advantage. First-scaler advantage goes to the company that scales up and dominates its business ecosystem before any competitor. Once a company claims this position, it becomes a formidable player, making the competition a breathless race to the finish line. This strategy is especially prevalent in the tech industry. For example, Facebook managed to scale up before its early competitors, MySpace and Friendster, and now dominates the world of social networking. Uber aims to expand aggressively, prioritizing speed over efficiency, in order to conquer new markets and achieve first-scaler advantage. Theirs is a high-risk, high-reward approach that ultimately becomes incredibly difficult for competitors to surpass. Blitzscaling companies also benefit from the ability to harness the power of our increasingly networked society. As these companies gain traction, they can strategically leverage technology and interconnectedness to outpace their competition and maintain their dominance. Maximizing blitzscaling growth factors. To effectively boost a company's growth through blitzscaling, focus on 4 key elements: network effects, market size, distribution, and high gross margins. Network effects occur when a network's value increases for users as more people participate, creating a positive feedback loop. This principle applies to platforms like Airbnb, Uber, and Facebook, which connect users and thrive on increased engagement. For a company to blitzscale, its market needs to be sizable, providing sufficient funds to fuel growth. Seizing first-scaler advantage in markets with plenty of potential is crucial for companies looking to dominate their competition. Capitalizing on network effects is essential for any company striving for first-scaler advantage in their market. As more people join a network, its value increases, creating a powerful positive feedback loop. This phenomenon is evident in platforms such as Airbnb, where more property listings attract more guests, and, in turn, more hosts. Consequently, new competitors entering the market face an uphill battle, battling the first-scaler advantage. Tech companies have made great strides due to the sheer ubiquity of networks. Uber, Airbnb, and eBay match their users in expansive marketplace networks, while social media giants like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter connect individuals in colossal social networks. YouTube, through its extensive global network, has become the ultimate entertainment platform. The vast interconnected web that is the Internet serves as the supreme network, granting more than 2 billion smartphone users access to information and resources. Tapping into this global market is a priority for tech companies, providing a 24/7 marketplace without brick-and-mortar expenses. However, potential customers must transform into actual sales, requiring an in-demand market. Market size is a crucial growth factor for companies aiming to blitzscale. Without a sizable market, there simply won't be enough fuel for growth and motivation to secure funding. Harnessing network effects, tapping into vast markets, and taking advantage of first-scaler opportunities enable companies to outshine the competition and achieve unparalleled success. Unlocking growth with high gross margins. High gross margins are crucial in rapidly expanding your business. They not only provide a consistent source of funding for new ventures, but also make your company more attractive to investors. Tech giants often boast high gross margins, which leads to a positive feedback loop where increased investment boosts growth even further. Gross margins are easy to understand. They refer to the amount of money your business earns after covering production costs. For example, if your product costs 50 cents to produce and sell, and you sell it for 75 cents, your gross margin would be 25 cents. Although it's different from net profit, the gross margin represents ready funding for any new endeavors, such as expanding operations or developing a new product line. When aiming to grow your company on a massive scale, high gross margins become essential. They're typically presented as a percentage, calculated by dividing the gross margin by the revenue. In our previous example, a 25 cents gross margin on a 75 cents sold product results in a gross margin of 33%. This percentage outranks General Electric's 27% margin, while tech industry giants often have margins that span from 60% to 90%. For instance, Google's gross margin stands at 61%, and Facebook's at 87%. High gross margins grant more than just financial benefits. They also simplify expansion funding since elevated margins attract investor attention. Consider two companies, Company A with a 66% gross margin and Company B with a 33% margin. Company B makes half as much per sale as Company A and must double its sales to match its competitors' earnings. This necessity demands more resources, infrastructure, and workforce for manufacturing, customer service, and other operations. Investors will discern that Company A has a better growth potential, opting to invest their capital there. Subsequently, a positive feedback loop takes effect. Company A's investment income furthers its operations expansion, prompting even more growth. As a result, investors will continue directing funds toward Company A, accelerating growth further. High gross margins enable companies to amass substantial capital reserves, imperative for pursuing aggressive growth strategies like blitzscaling. Furthermore, tech companies possess a unique advantage in achieving high gross margins, which in turn attracts capital investment. Mastering distribution for growth. Successful business growth lies in effective distribution, be it through leveraging existing networks or employing viral strategies. Digital companies thrive thanks to their scalability and high gross margins, and they capitalize on network effects, making them prime examples of blitzscaling. In today's fast-paced market, you might have a remarkable product, and there might even be a well-defined audience demanding it. But to truly transform your creation into a success story, you need to excel in distribution. Your product's reach can be the deciding factor in terms of growth and expansion. Primarily, there are two ways of distributing a product or service on a vast scale. One option is to utilize an already existing distribution network, such as the U.S. Postal Service, USPS. Netflix's initial rent-a-DVD by mail service successfully tapped into this resource. Amazon, another distribution wizard, struck a sweet deal with USPS, enabling deliveries of small packages for about $1 each. The alternative to traditional distribution is viral distribution, which functions like a contagion. In this model, one satisfied customer informs others, leading to exponential growth. Viral distribution can be either organic or incentivized. PayPal exemplified this methodology in its early days. Buyers initiating payments via PayPal sparked off a chain of sellers creating accounts to receive the funds, demonstrating organic growth. Simultaneously, PayPal implemented an incentivized distribution system whereby users who referred friends would receive $10 each. This dual approach allowed the company to grow at an astonishing rate of 7 to 10% daily. Now picture a world where physical distribution is obsolete, without the need for infrastructure, resources, or labor. That is the realm of digital companies, where scalability is virtually limitless. When a software company's demand doubles overnight, the cost of duplication for its product is virtually zero. In addition to easy scalability, digital companies benefit from high gross margins, as they can harness the power of network effects by integrating with online marketplace networks and reaching massive audiences. Tech industry leaders are prime examples of swift expansion, or blitzscaling, thanks to their digital products and services. Blitzscaling embraces all four of its growth factors, minimizing two significant growth limiters which we'll further discuss in the subsequent sections. Mastering blitzscaling growth limiters. To succeed in blitzscaling and achieve rapid growth, companies must overcome two growth limiters: product/market fit and operational scalability. Attaining a strong product/market fit involves adjusting products to meet market demands, which can be easier for tech businesses due to their innate flexibility and ability to pivot. Meanwhile, effectively expanding operational capabilities can be the difference between success and failure, as demonstrated by the cases of Friendster and MySpace. In blitzscaling, identifying a promising market and offering a product that satisfies its needs are crucial for generating the required sales and revenue. This concept, known as product/market fit, is the first of two growth limiters that can make or break a company's success in rapid expansion. It's important to note that a stronger product/market fit correlates with a higher chance of quick growth. Improving product/market fit can be challenging. However, tech companies, in particular, have an advantage, as updates to software or app features require fewer resources than altering a physical product. Such flexibility makes them more agile in the face of market demands, allowing them to pivot and explore different fits more efficiently. PayPal, for instance, went through multiple shifts in focus before settling on eBay transactions. Once a favorable product/market fit is achieved and demand is high, the next step is to tackle the second growth limiter, operational scalability. This obstacle requires increasing production capabilities to meet consumer demand. Failing to do so could lead to missed sales and growth stagnation. While operational scalability may not be as challenging for tech companies, since they rely less on physical infrastructure, some expansion of physical infrastructure is still necessary. A prime example of the importance of operational scalability is the rise and fall of Friendster, the first major social networking site. Poor scalability, specifically in the form of inadequate server capacity, led to slow load times, which combined with the arrival of speedier competitor MySpace, quickly drove Friendster into obsolescence. By mastering both product/market fit and operational scalability, companies can overcome the critical growth limiters and succeed in blitzscaling towards rapid growth and market dominance. Navigating complex scaling challenges. Scaling up a business involves significant challenges, especially in terms of organizational complexity that arises as the workforce grows. To thrive in a high-growth environment, a company must effectively navigate these challenges and strike the ideal balance between rapid growth and long-term profitability. Without a strategic management approach and a business model that ensures stable growth, companies risk stalling or, worse, failing entirely when scaling. In the early stages of a company's existence, managing relationships and organizational structure can be reasonably simple because there are fewer people and interactions. However, as a company increases in size and the number of employees expands, the volume of interpersonal relationships skyrockets, necessitating more formal organizational structures. Departments, managerial roles, and hierarchies emerge, accompanied by complex questions about management philosophy, company culture, and organizational design. For companies undergoing rapid growth, or blitzscaling, addressing these questions becomes an ongoing task. Uber serves as a prime example of the potential consequences of inadequate management strategies in the face of high-speed expansion. In 2016 to 2017, the company faced numerous challenges, including sexual harassment allegations, unethical competition tactics, and significant employee turnover. Evidently, a strong management strategy is crucial for successfully navigating through these scaling challenges. However, management alone is not enough. A company's business plan must secure long-term growth and profitability to attract and maintain investor confidence. Initially, well-funded blitzscaling companies can afford to sustain losses for rapid market expansion and dominance. But eventually, these losses must transition into profits. In the tech industry, particularly for companies with digital products or services, this conversion can prove challenging because users are often hesitant to pay for such offerings. Consequently, even when a company meets all the vital growth factors to blitzscale, it may still struggle to generate substantial long-term profits without the proper business plan. Platforms like Craigslist and IMDb exemplify such cases. Despite having substantial network effects and product-market fit, their monetization potential remains limited. To ensure businesses can effectively manage the challenges of scaling and maintain profitability, they must develop both a solid management strategy and a robust business plan. Having these critical components enables companies to transform rapid growth into long-term success and avoid potential pitfalls along the way. Blitzscaling digital powerhouses. Blitzscaling success requires leveraging the unique advantages of the digital landscape. First, purely digital products like video game skins come with incredibly high margins due to low production costs. Second, even companies with physical goods can benefit from digital management systems, like Amazon's inventory management. Finally, the software as a service, SaaS, model has revolutionized enterprise software, making it widely accessible and expanding the market. Harnessing the power of digital endeavors is key to skyrocketing profits. As companies strive to become digital powerhouses through blitzscaling, 7 essential patterns emerge. 3 of these patterns are directly tied to the incredible benefits of the digital realm. The initial pattern focuses on the alluring profits of purely digital products. In the video game industry, players often purchase additional skin for characters, which exists solely in a virtual form. The production and sales cost of such digital goods are next to nothing, resulting in gross margins that approach 100%. However, not all companies can morph their physical products into digital ones. Instead, the second pattern urges businesses to tap into digital advantages for managing their offerings. Take Amazon, for instance. It deals with various physical products, yet utilizes digital management systems to optimize inventory efficiency. Additionally, Amazon Web Services, AWS, the company's software as a service, SaaS, division, generated an impressive 150% of Amazon's operating profit in 2016. That brings us to the transformative third pattern, SaaS. Rather than relying on traditional licensing models, SaaS offers software subscriptions. This radical approach allows businesses to reduce the upfront investment, thereby opening doors for small and medium-sized enterprises. Cloud computing companies like Salesforce have flourished by employing this strategy, significantly increasing market share and redefining the industry. In conclusion, optimizing digital capabilities is crucial for exponential growth and astonishing profits in the era of blitzscaling. Both providing digital products and services, and facilitating the digital transition of other businesses hold immense potential for reaping rewards. Harnessing platform power. In today's interconnected world, various patterns have emerged that can propel businesses to extraordinary success. One such pattern is leveraging the power of platforms, like Apple's iTunes Store, which has become a key channel for sellers across various industries. As a product or service becomes the go-to platform, it generates significant revenue. Another pattern involves utilizing the growth potential of online marketplaces, such as Airbnb and eBay. These platforms enable users to determine and set their own prices based on supply and demand. As a result, these marketplaces can capitalize on transaction fees. A third pattern to capture the audience's attention is through the use of captivating content sharing feeds like Twitter and Facebook. Advertising often plays a role in this strategy as advertisers pay a premium to insert their sponsored content or ads into people's timelines. The final pattern is offering a product or service for free and finding alternate ways to generate income, such as through advertising or upselling a premium service. A prime example is Dropbox, which offers free cloud storage but charges users for additional storage. These patterns, although not strict prescriptions, have been proven to lead many businesses to tremendous success. They embody the bold and innovative characteristics of blitzscaling, enabling lightning-speed company growth. Let these patterns inspire your strategy as you strive for your business to achieve similar heights.
To wrap up, blitzscaling is a powerful approach to achieving rapid and sustainable business growth by prioritizing speed over efficiency. Successful blitzscaling involves maximizing growth factors like network effects, market size, distribution, and high gross margins. Though this strategy can be risky, the potential rewards are immense. Blitzscaling companies may face challenges and growth limiters, such as achieving the perfect product/market fit or attaining operational scalability. Nevertheless, with the help of an effective management strategy, business plan, and leveraging the opportunities offered by the digital realm, companies can pave their way to success and market domination.